I tell people all the time, like, dude, I've just accepted defeat.
Yeah.
Like, not in like a demoralizing way. I just know, like, dude, I can't
Yeah.
have that. Like, I'm good there. Like,
Right.
that thing will get the best of me.
Hell yeah.
And I'm okay with, like, me being on the other side of that.
What's going on? It is Jason. Yeah. Whoop whoop. Adi God, that's a mighty good coup pack. Yes, I know. I'm going through a phase and I shaved my beard off and I'm already regretting it, but I want to honor my wife because she was done. And she actually held the keys to me having a beard. I told her at any time she wanted it gone, it would be gone. So obviously it is now gone. And I'm sad, but that's okay. I'll work through it. And one thing about facial hair, it grows back. So maybe I can talk her into letting me grow it again. I just feel silly cutting it each single time because it gets where I want it and it looks good. And then I cut it and then I regret it. And then I go through this whole grieving process. But well, I'm excited. This is episode 4 of the Humble Dose. And I have a banger for you because I got my homie. I love this dude. He started at Small Giants as a photographer. I remember his interview instantly when we were in the interview process of bringing him on to Small Giants. I was like, this dude is going to be an asset for our company. He's just going to be an asset for me personally because I just love this vibe, his attitude, he's a kickback, chill guy, and he doesn't take things too seriously. He likes to have fun. He takes what he does seriously because he's an amazing photographer, just an overall amazing person. So without further ado, I want to introduce my boy, Loofa, Spenser. Hey!
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Good to see you.
So let's go ahead and get started, man. Just go ahead and let it rip on who you are, where you grew up, all that. Maybe, I don't know if you want to tell people how old you are. That doesn't really matter, but all right, let's go.
Full name, Spenser Lee, 37 years old, born in New York, lived there for 9 months, moved over to LA so my dad could start a company. Lived there till I was about 10 when they got divorced.
Yeah.
And I went with my mom to Prescott Valley, Arizona, because my grandparents were there. And lived there for 7 years, and then moved to Phoenix for school. And I haven't left. When that was 2006, I just hit my 20 year this August in Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
It didn't even occur to me till recently.
So what was it like growing up in Prescott Valley?
Well, okay, so truth be told, I hated it when I was there because it was definitely my formative years. Like, and I have a pretty sharp memory, and I remember being in LA, this Torrance, California, like LA County, and it was a city.
Yeah.
Like there was just a very diverse group of people, a ton of people, and then literally I moved to a house and I didn't have sidewalks on my street.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sidewalks for keeping us off these streets.
Yes.
No sidewalks.
No sidewalks.
That's crazy.
So Prescott, like I had to start middle school there, Prescott Valley, I should say, and it was a harsh change.
Right.
And I was just like, dude, I don't want to go to Arizona. All I knew was heat back then. I knew nothing about, I didn't have internet. Remember that? Like when I moved, I didn't know anything about where I was going. But while I was there, it was fun. It got me really into sports. It's where I found BMX and photography, and then really set me on my path, honestly. It's kind of crazy.
So why did you move from Prescott to Phoenix?
So I did pretty good in high school to the point where every university in Arizona offered me free tuition. NAU, U of A, and ASU. I knew immediately, I was like, I'm going back to a city. Like the whole time I was in Prescott Valley, I was like, I'm getting back to a city. And when I went and visited Flagstaff, I was like, this is just Prescott version 2. I don't want to do this. And I knew about the winters. I was like, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
And I had met some riders in Phoenix and just knew like, I'm going to ASU. Because I could see that there was more opportunity there. Because I was still trying to not necessarily make it as a bike rider. I just wanted to keep riding whatever. and I knew Phoenix had more spots and just people to ride with and things to do, and I was just all in on it. And I rode a bus for the first time. It was a whole thing, man. It was crazy.
Did you enjoy riding the bus? Like, I remember riding the bus. There was a girl I liked that rode on my bus, and I tried to like spit game to her so many times. And it was just like, I want to spit game to this girl, and I look forward to getting like I'd make sure my fit was straight, like my hair was good, my breath smelled good, but man, she didn't want
I
anything to
mean,
do.
the bus was so funny because, I mean, how else do you describe it? It's like the first, you get introduced to a ton of people you've never met before. Like, I vividly remember my first bus ride, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know anyone here. My middle school was 30 minutes from where I was picked up, so I had to ride with these people to and from school every day. And so, like you were saying, there was people I had crushes on, people I became good friends with, because it was like, oh, I know where you live. Like, you're telling me as we're riding the bus together. And like, I was actually one of the last stops on my bus, so he would always drop me off at the very end. So I was on it till the end.
I had a cranky bus driver. I didn't have a cool bus driver.
My bus driver, his name was Tom, I remember, and he was super cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And what's really funny is when I moved to Prescott Valley, my neighbor was one of the first friends I met, and he rode my bus, and his name was also Spenser.
Oh, that's dope. Was it
But it was spelled, so for everyone out there, I spell my name Spenser. My mom named me that from a TV show from the 60s, Spenser for Hire.
Oh yeah, I remember that show.
And it has led to anyone and everyone misspelling my name, even my, and then autocorrect, unless they do it one time, like my dad still spells it wrong. It's a whole thing, but
I mean, I've literally have spelled your name wrong so many times, and that's why I went to the Loofa thing, because I was like, I can't mess that up. Loofa's straight. Plus, I think it's a dope nickname.
Yeah, it's a funny one. No one ever. And then Loofa started when I moved to Phoenix.
Yeah, and then for a while there, I was calling you Tyler, which I always felt like a dick.
We won't go too much into that, but there was a certain point you finally broke me. I think around number 3, I was like, you got to stop calling me Tyler.
Yeah, I felt like such a jerk, and I don't know why I was calling you Tyler. But
well, because you were surrounded by us all the time, and it just happens.
Yeah.
We'd be on the same assignments together, and you would just, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
It's funny, there's a quote, it's from Parks and Rec. He goes, sometimes if I call people the wrong name to let them know they're not that important to me. It just always makes me think of that. It's so
well, that's kind of how I would take it. Like, this dude is going to think I don't care about him. Or I don't know what his name is because I keep calling him the wrong fucked up name. Like, I can't even get.
But you always did it like in the heat of like shooting or whatnot, and we'd be doing things, and it's fine.
Here's my thing. There was this guy in North Pole, Alaska. This is after high school. This is like, we're in our adult years now. Mm-hmm. There was this guy, his name was Aaron, and he was a dope BMX rider.
Yeah.
And he was like the only guy, like he was hanging out with like high schoolers still when we're like close to our mid-20s.
Yeah.
Just riding because he loved to ride. How did you get into like BMXing, and why do you love it so much, man?
Oh man. So I remember vividly why I got into it. So when I moved to Prescott, I was already into basketball, and I knew like I wanted to play basketball in middle school, so I started playing football, basketball, baseball. So my nightly routine was I'd go home and watch SportsCenter, and I'd always watch it, and then the end of one of the SportsCenters, they were like, and up next is the Crazy Freaking Biker series from Matt Hoffman, who was one of the bigger names. And I remember watching it and being like, this is so cool. And one of my friends at the time had a bike, and I remember calling him. I was like, hey, can you bring your bike over tomorrow? I just want to mess around on it. And what do? First time he brings it over, there's a curb in front of my house. You try to go off the curb, just kind of, get that sensation of doing something a little dangerous. I totally eat it. Like, stab my stomach with the handlebar, flip over. You'd think I would have never touched it again, but I just kept doing it, and I was just hooked. Like, all I wanted to do was ride. And I remember my 14th birthday, I asked my mom, I was like, I want a drum set and a bike. And she was like, well, we're not rich, so you have to pick one.
Okay.
And I picked a bike, and I got one from my local bike shop, and it was hooked ever since.
It set you on a trajectory.
Set me on a trajectory, and I remember I got that bike. I got a flat first day, and it's Arizona, so my tires are filled with slime. Slime splattered all over my leg, and I was just like, man, what did I like sign up for? But I already met some friends who, because it was a small town, and like if you saw someone riding, and like it's my personal nature. If I see someone doing the same thing as me, I'm like, hey, like,
What's up?
what's up? What do I do? How do I get good at this? And I remember some of the dudes I grew up riding with, they would say like, yeah, we definitely just kind of thought you were a poser, but you just kept showing up and then getting better and good quick. And next thing you know, I was part of like the main crew in Prescott Valley, which included older dudes.
Yeah.
It's one of those niche sports that I was hanging out with 22-year-olds when I was 14, 15, and I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And like fast forward, like I'm still friends with like 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, and like we go out and ride bikes and just it is what it is, and we share life experiences. I give them advice, and I just like hearing their stories too and what they're getting into, and it's just sick. Well, it cracks me up because I'm 37, and when I talk to people who are my age, when I went to high school with, they'll 9 times out of 10, I get the question. They go, "You're still riding that bike, and you're still like going places." I'm like, "Yeah, that's part of like I can go in any town and kind of either through social." And or just friends be like, hey, I'm going here, do we know anyone who rides? Like, yeah, hit this person up. And if you're like a cool person, it'd be like if you were riding, like, oh, hey, my buddy Jason's going to Boston, hit him up, he's gonna hit you up, like just link up with him and show him around. And
Heck
it's
yeah.
just as simple as that, like
It's a
word of mouth.
community.
It's a community.
And that's dope. And I think people who have a community is like they're grounded, man. Like they're set. I'm not saying like all communities are healthy for you, but
Oh no.
it's a bike community, just like you have motorcycle clubs, you have all these things.
Oh yeah.
But it's a community, and there's something to be said about that, because I think us as people, we're all relational. We just want to connect with people, and this is an avenue for connection. So
yeah.
When you went from Prescott riding and you were moving to Phoenix, what was the scene easy to get into here, or did you already like establish
So there was Prescott, since it's a mountain town and an hour and a half from here, we had a couple skate parks around me, and every summer people would come up from Phoenix, and I would just meet them and be like, oh yeah, like, I think I'm gonna move there. Like, are you down to ride when I move there? Like, yeah, totally. And one of them I actually rode with today.
Oh, dope.
Like, so me and him just shooting the crap, and I'm like, man, I've literally known you 20 years as well, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And now, like, he's a father of 2 kids. I'm not that, but just still an adult. And we still just like pedaled around downtown, just grinded some stuff, hung out, and it's like, yeah, this is what it's about, just getting out.
Now, is the scene different from Prescott to Phoenix, or?
Well, so when I was growing up in Prescott, more backstory, like I always say I'm part of the X Games generation, where people started getting more introduced to it, like the Tony Hawk, Matt Hoffman, like everyone knew about the X Games. And so there was a big influx of people doing it. Prescott had a pretty tight-knit group of people that just rode, a couple older dudes, and there was one professional guy named Adam Baker who kind of put, I shouldn't say Prescott on the map, but everyone kind of knew like, oh, he's from Prescott. And so I'd ride with him and a few other buddies, and it was very small. But Phoenix, like, I came here, and you don't realize how big of a sprawl Phoenix is. So even my buddy who I rode with today, like, he was on the west side, and I moved to ASU Tempe. He was like, I probably won't see you that often. He's like, I don't really get to that side of town too often. And so when I moved here, I just started riding around campus, and same thing, like, people, you'd see them riding, like, hey, like, I'm going to school, you go to school here, like, you want to just ride together? And you just slowly do that, and you build up, and you go to the local bike shop, and you meet people, and just ride with them, and it just grows and grows and grows, and next thing you know, you have some like your best friends.
Yeah.
So, every scene is going to be different in the sense of just where you're at and what you're into, but at the end of the day, it's just friends hanging out.
Yeah, and I think you're dope at it. Like, I see you ride and your passion, your love for it. You're dope. You're in a bike film.
Yeah, I've been in a few bike films.
Yeah, mediocre at best.
Mediocre at best. And one of my best friends who I met when I moved here, we made a video called I got work, because that was the joke. If people were like, "Oh, you want to go ride?" I'd be like, I can't. I got work. And so we named the video "I Got Work." And we had a big premiere in a warehouse. Like, all our friends were there, and then we made a second video and did it in a movie theater. This is like 2007, 2010. The two videos came out.
That's
Yeah.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like being in films?
It is. I mean, mind you, this was before social was such a thing, and just having a phone on you, because cameras weren't a thing.
Right.
Like 2006, 2010. Like, so if you knew someone with a camera, you're like, oh, I get to see like what I'm doing,
Yeah.
which is not like, it's a blessing and a curse, because you start over analyzing. It puts a little pressure on as soon as, like, even if you're kind of like, oh, I want to do this, and someone's like, okay, well, I'm gonna set up, and you're like, oh, all right, here we go. Like, you enter a certain mindset, so it's cool to like push yourself, and yeah, I like being in films.
Yeah. I know that, like you were saying, it probably puts some pressure on you to execute and
Perform, and
yeah.
it sucks when you like go to do something and you either get wrecked, or it just isn't as cool as you hope, or it just doesn't work. But that's part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you've been how long you been BMXing for 20 something years?
Yeah, I mean, so I said my 14th birthday, so 23 years.
Yeah. Have you had any major injuries or things that set you back?
Well, we can just start top down. I mean, I've had 4 or 5 concussions, separated both my shoulders, broke my wrist. The biggest one is I tore my ACL when I was in college, and that one really set me back. And then I re-tore it, and I still don't have an ACL in my left leg, and I think you've heard me complain about that.
Yeah.
And I'm still dealing with that not every day, but like it gets sore, and I just now work out and try to hope for the best.
Yeah. And that hasn't stopped you from wanting to ride, man.
No, I mean, truth be told, when I tore my ACL the first time, the physical therapist was like, well, you ride a bike. And she knew what I did. She's like, that's like going to be good for your quads, good for your leg strength. She's like, but you can kiss any sort of lateral running out the window, like maybe when you're recovered. But then again, when I retore it, I was like, okay, like I knew, like, shouldn't be playing basketball or pickleball when that took the world by storm, even though I still did, because I just like trying things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have another love, which is frisbee golf.
That is a side one, and that came later on, but those worlds kind of collided because every disc golf course is near a skate park.
Which I think is super fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also a dope photographer.
Thank you.
I love the way that you compose images. I love your eye and your creativity, the things that you bring to life in each shot that you take. And that's the reason why you started working here at Small Giants. I think that, you know, how did that kind of come to be? Like, when did you know? Like,
well, truth be told, I mean, so I was in high school when I got that, or no, I was in middle school when I got the bike, and then no one had a camera around me, and I remember photo was an elective, and I always wanted to take pictures of bikes, because I was like, dude, this just kind of goes hand in hand. So I got into photo and just started taking photos of my friends, and like I said, with the full ride to ASU, I remember being like, I think I want to go for photo. And my dad, who is fully Asian, was like, why would you ever go for something that's like, mind you, again, this is 2006. There was no internet, no social media. He was like, I remember he went on Monster. He goes, just so you know, like, average photographers only make this and blah, blah, blah. And then me being stubborn was like, I'm going for photo. Like, I don't care. And then it just kept growing and growing. And I finally got my first digital, got flashes, and then just was surrounded by talent, because Phoenix is a big hub for riders, and it just kind of worked out.
Yeah. So you have been published in magazines.
I have.
So which magazines have you been published in?
So a lot of them don't exist anymore, but I had quite a few things in Ride BMX. A lot of them were ads too. So I had ads in like Ride UK, Dig, BMX Plus. I think I even got some in Ride UK. And then recently, like, there was a big break where I wasn't getting published just because there was no magazines. But then a couple dudes, one in England and one in Southern California, came together, and they started making just like a passion project called Silent. And they're on issue 10 actually. And I've been in 4 of those now.
That's so dope.
Yeah. And including, I'm still, like you said, I'm still doing it. I've been in now 3 of those myself. So I've been in 4 magazines as a writer.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And your work has been published.
And my work has been published, and I just had 7 images in the most recent issue.
Yeah, I think one of your cool photos that you took was at one of the places that they filmed Severance. Like,
Yes,
that was,
and that was a random. We had no idea,
yeah,
and that was me just tagging along with professional writer. He's like, "We're gonna go to 6 East Coast cities. What we get is what we get." Like, and this is before I was at Small Giants. He said, "I can take you around. I can cover lodging." He's like, "I can't cover your ticket, but you can do whatever you want with the photos." And so that's what I did, and I ended up making all my money back. And I don't even think I ended up making money, but yeah, we went to this place in middle of nowhere, New Jersey, and we're just riding it. And then fast forward a couple years later, someone was like, "Dude, have you seen this intro from Severance?" I went, "No, why?" They're like, "That's the spot we went to." And I started looking through my photos, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that is it."
that's
Like
dope.
you drive by it, it's like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, you travel, you have been traveling, like
yeah,
you just mentioned, as not only a writer, but a photographer
yeah.
too. Like, how much travel have you done, and where are some of the cool places have you been?
Oh man, been to quite a few states. Been to Canada, Mexico. Did a Europe tour twice. Oh man,
Yeah.
I mean, but that's kind of the extent of it. And then Taiwan and Japan, but those were just passion projects.
Yeah.
In Taiwan, I took my bike.
That's dope.
Yeah,
And you went to Japan too, right?
Japan was the first big trip I took working at SG, and then I
Right.
booked Taiwan on a whim.
That's
And it
right.
just happened to be hack. You want a free vacation, just get a new job in the middle of it, and you just get a paid vacation out of it.
That's cool.
So, because when I got hired at the new place, I was like, "Hey, I have this Taiwan trip." They're like, "Well, you already had it, and we want to hire you, so nothing we can do about it." And they didn't
Right.
make me burn any PTO or anything. It was 10 days.
You invited me to one of the premieres,
Yeah,
to that Mediocre Best 2, and I was like, this is so awesome. It was in this theater, and
yeah,
and we went and checked it out, and you had a few spots in the film, which was really fun. And then one of the funny things is you were talking about basketball. You just threw this basketball
yeah.
in the thing, but
And everyone who knows me is just like, I, I, I don't want to say showing off, but I like doing funny stuff in front of the camera. And I
yeah,
remember we were riding this spot, and it was a basketball court with ledges, and I had a basketball in my car, and the filmer Bobby, I was like, I think I can make this shot behind my back. I did it first try, and he messed up the shot because he didn't
oh,
expect it to be first try.
yeah,
And it was a behind the back free throw, and so it took us a few takes, but we did it.
that's dope.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the dope places that, if you don't mind sharing, where
No,
you
no.
like to ride in Phoenix?
I go to Tempe Sports Complex a lot just to kind of stay up on it. It's kind of like my training facility, if you will. And I go there like once a week right now. Downtown Phoenix is always cool. I mean, Phoenix just has so many random spots all around. Like even today, there's this laundromat by my house, and they added like a new obstacle. I mean, my buddy checked it out, and I ended up getting something there I was pretty happy with. So
Yeah,
it's kind of just all over.
yeah.
But in terms of favorite in Phoenix, I'd probably just say Tempe Skate Park.
Do you have a favorite rider?
Oh, Dakota Roche.
Dakota Roche.
You kind of, as you get older, you realize like, oh, like we're similar. We're not just because you're better at something than me, or I think you're better than me. It doesn't mean like you can't be nice to me and vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do I still get starstruck by certain people? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like even with creators and like riders. So, but I've met a very good chunk of like riders I look up to. That Dakota Roche guy, my favorite rider, I said, like me and him are friends.
That's dope.
Like we like each other's posts. I gave him like one of the first pictures I ever took of him when I was getting into digital. I gave him a framed copy, and I had one too. I was like, "Can you sign it for me?" And he was like, "This is so cool, man." He's like, "I remember this day." He's like, "That's sick that they like had an impact on you too."
That is awesome.
And he posted some blog, and I saw my photo up on his garage, and I was like, "Sick."
That is dope.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. How long do you plan to ride for? Until you can't?
Until I can't, which
Yeah.
that's always it's always the hard one when you're getting older. Like some aspects of riding, you got to know when to walk away and what things you want to be okay with. Like I'm at the point, I'll still get pleasure pedaling around, like kind of doing my same tricks. I have like staples, like I call them benchmarks of those like things that I want to be able to do, and then when I can't do those, it's be like, all right, it's time to reevaluate.
Right.
Now, luckily, there's like pump tracks and whatnot, and jumps, and you can do those. And I mean, I'm hoping to be still messing around till I'm 50 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
It's one of the things that I found that we used to chop it up with is talking about recovery. So tell me a little bit about your using days. Like, how heavy was it? Like, if you don't mind sharing
No, for
this.
sure.
Yeah, like,
You're kind of on my coattails right now because
Right.
I hit my 1 year July of 24,
right.
and I think the month after is when I kind of found out from you. I was like, "Oh, you're a year too." I was like, "Yeah, I'm right there with you." And you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, this is like my third or fourth go around." I was like, "Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Like we're here right now."
Yeah.
I mean, just like anyone else, it started as, okay, this is gonna be a weekend thing. And like when I went to even ASU, like I still was handling all my shit in school, but like you kind of just knew, like, okay, this weekend we're gonna get a little nuts, and
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 beers used to do for you just fine. And then there'd be some weekends like, oh, we're gonna get a little crazy, and you'd get more and more. And then as I got older, well, I became a freelancer for a long time, and in media, like in a lot of productions, people are always looking. They're like, yeah, we'll go get drinks out
Yeah.
there, we'll do whatever. And I had such a sporadic schedule of like working 3 days here and there that I would just say yes to everything. People were like, you want to go get happy hour? Like, sure. So it just started off casual, like, but I probably was drinking like 4 or 5 times a week, not thinking it was crazy. But when it got bad is when I was on my own, um, and COVID hit, and I remember we partied a lot, and then I finally moved out of this place with my friends, and I lived with this roommate who was barely ever there. Not that that's an excuse, but I'd just be bored and be like, well, I guess I'll just, I don't know, it's hot, I'll go get like a sixer or just start drinking. And then next thing I knew, I was like, dude, I'm like drinking a lot, and to the point where it was becoming like a problem with my friends and whatnot, and I would just isolate. I'd be like, well, it's too hot. I'm not hurting anything by just getting drunk here, and not really realizing, and it's like pretty selfish behavior at the end of the day. 'Cause friends would be like, well, what are you up to? You're like, well, I'm just sitting at home. Like, they're like, well, it's kind of like lame. You're like, well,
That's when like, for me, that's when I knew, like, I was done with people. Like, I just wanted to be by myself in my own little bubble
yeah,
and drink myself silly. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, there
yeah.
was something exciting to me about it. Like, F the world. Like, this is where I'm going to be. But, I was kind of, it was killing me basically because
Same.
I was
I mean,
drinking a gallon of vodka a day almost.
yeah, and it doesn't matter what your poison was. It was
Right.
like I remember going to work and be like, as long as I get through today, I can just go home and just do whatever. But then it got to the point I was like, dude, I've been drinking for like 6 or 7 days in a row.
Yeah.
And then one summer because I got hurt and it was like 115, I woke up and would just drink through the day, and then legitimately don't even remember. Went to a store, came home. Apparently the cops have been calling me because I was driving all silly, and then I fell asleep in my gate, like I told you. And
Yeah.
luckily I didn't hurt anybody, but I got a DUI and did my service there, but then still tried to, because I was basically at the point where I was like, well, alcohol's always going to be in my life. Like I never once entertained fully quitting.
Right.
And I'd take long stints of not, and then, like you take a long stint not, you try to go back to what you're used to. I mean, not to compare it, but that's why people like OD on other hard stuff, because they just try to go back to using the way they did. So I would just come back, and it would start off small again, but next thing I was like, dude, I've been drinking again for like 4 or 5 days. And then finally, after my last bad blackout, I just was like, friends were like, you need to seek help. And so someone I actually played disc golf with, I remember he'd mentioned he was part of the program, and I reached out to him. I was like, hey, would you be interested in like sponsoring me? He's told me, he's like, my test for anyone, he's like, cool. It's Saturday, you text me. He's like, Monday morning, 7 a.m., I have a meeting. He's like, if you're serious about it, you'll be there 7 a.m. And I was like, all right. And I remember it was not only a commitment to like my friends to just be better, but I knew like the writing was on the wall. I was like, dude, I can't keep living like this. What's the first thing they tell you in me is like when you realize your life becomes unmanageable.
Right.
And my life was unmanageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big steps, dude. And I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm proud of myself, honestly.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you should celebrate those wins. So you just hit 3 years.
3 years.
You got your 3-year coin.
Got the coin.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dope, man. I'm proud of you. And I thank you for being a beacon of hope for people like me.
Yeah.
And other people out there that, are struggling or may watch this and be like, because, you get those people like, man, I don't want to be a square. Like, I don't want to be like, my life's going to be so boring now. Like,
Oh, I thought the same thing. Like, I mean, I would still go out with my friends and whatnot. And you admittedly would just feel weird. You're just like, okay, like, you sit there a little bit more silent. You're like, dude, I don't know how to act in these situations without being drunk.
Yeah.
And then you just learn. And then, I mean, I had the realization. I was like, dude, I've never been an adult without alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, yes, was I doing adult things? For sure. Like, but it was always part of my life.
Yeah.
So getting used to that was interesting.
Yeah. And one thing about you, though, is you're so charismatic. Like, you have a great demeanor. Like, you have the ability to make fast friends.
Yeah.
And so I don't think, some people that are struggling just don't see, like, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to.
Oh, I mean, I had friends. I remember when I quit, the first thing they would say, be like, I don't know how to act without drinking.
Yeah.
Well, you learn. Like,
Yeah.
And now fast forward, like that Taiwan trip, I was one of the few sober guys, and our host, he was like, dude, you're just up every day ready to go. And I was like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I ate shit really bad first day, like scraped up my whole arm, was pretty messed up. But I was like, no, like, I'm just ready to go. To the point where he messaged me later on. He's like, you motivated me, man. He's like, I'm taking like a good break. Like, I liked seeing you bounce back and you were just ready to go every day. And
yeah, that's the inspiration people need is, seeing somebody doing it.
Yeah. And also, like, like, I'm never going to tell someone put down the drink unless they're like really struggling. But I'm like, you want to have beers around me, you're fine, man.
Right.
Like,
you do you.
You do you. My shit's me.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of which, I did get you something.
Oh.
I got you. But it's something for 3 years.
Oh, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Sick.
Yeah. There you go, man.
That's dope.
Little peace symbol on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other stones too.
Hell yeah.
Probably won't ride with it because I've tried to ride with stuff like this and
it breaks.
That's one thing I should mention. I tend to fall. I mean, luckily through my time at Small Giants, there was never once I showed up not able to do the job because of it.
Yeah.
Which is always a weird balance, but I've shattered many a bracelet.
Yeah.
I'm on my 4th Fitbit.
Dang.
Because of it.
Yeah. I've broken many Apple Watches, man. From falling or just because I'm clumsy. So
yeah.
I get it. Totally get it. But congrats, dude.
Thank you, man.
That's amazing. You were single when I met you.
Yeah, I was.
And now you got a girl.
I have a girlfriend and she's incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Who also doesn't drink.
Yeah. Oh, dude, having that support system, like my wife, she's a non-drinker, doesn't care to drink.
Yeah.
She used to.
Yeah.
She was a chef.
Sure.
And that was her lifestyle.
Yeah.
And she lost a child and she went through a place where she's like, I was pretty much drinking to cope.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people do, including myself. But to have somebody in your life that, where that deterrent is not hanging around you is so awesome, man.
Yeah, and we've had honest conversations but we met online. And the first thing but she was like, it says you don't drink. Like, are you pretty serious about that? And I was like, well, if you want to talk about this, we can talk about it. And after our first date, we talked about it. I kind of gave her my history, and she by no means has any sort of problem. She just doesn't need it in her life. And
normie.
She's a normie.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I'm better off without it. And I'm like, yeah, like mine is definitely like a problem. Like, I still tell people like, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. I'm like, yeah, just because I don't drink doesn't mean I'm not an alcoholic. Like I know the second, what's the quote? One's too many and 1,000's not enough.
Yep. That's it, man. You have a dope website.
Yes, SpenserlyPhotography.com.
Yeah, definitely.
My Instagram is SpenserlyPhoto.
Yeah.
With an S.
With an S. And definitely check out his work. And then, keep killing it, bro.
Thank you. You as well.
Not only in the BMX world, photography world, your career, but in your recovery too.
Yeah.
Man.
Every day is a gift.
Yeah.
And you don't take it for granted. That's probably my thing.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming by, spending time with me.
I spent a lot of time in this studio.
Yeah, it's a little different now.
I
But
know.
yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah. I mean, there's some
You guys
things.
really ramped it up as soon as I left.